Hello and welcome to Math Lessons with Linda. Today's topic is parabolas and how we change the equation of a parabola from standard form to vertex form, and we will be doing that by completing the square. So here's a parabola that is in standard form. What that means is that it's in y equals ax squared plus bx plus c form. And we are going to turn that into vertex form, which looks like this. Y equals a times x minus h squared plus k, where the vertex is the hk values. So let's take a look at how we're going to start with this problem. So first of all, whatever your constant is at the very end, you're going to move that to the left side of your equation. So I'm going to add that 32 over there. So I have y plus 32 on the left. And then on the right, I have 4x squared minus 8x. What we have to do prior to completing the square is we have to make the x squared have a coefficient of 1. So in order to do that, we are going to factor out a 4 from both of these terms. So that leaves me with this 1x squared inside, which is what I need, minus 2x, and then I'm going to put plus and a blank. The blank is for the number that I need after I complete the square. In order to balance your equation, you are going to have to add the same value to the left to keep the equation balanced and even. Okay, to complete the square, you take the coefficient of this middle term and divide it by 2, and then you square it. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 1 squared is also 1. A 1 goes into this blank, but pay attention, I'm starring this step, because you don't just add a 1 over here. Remember this 4 that we factored out? It gets applied to everything that's in the parenthesis. So this 4 has to get multiplied by this 1, and that's the value that we add over here. I've really added the equivalent of 4 to both sides, and that's going to keep my equation balanced. Okay, so over here, I now have y plus a 36. I'm going to keep the 4 here, and when you complete the square, that means you are turning this trinomial into a binomial squared. To do that, I'm going to take the square root of the x squared, put that in my parenthesis in the first spot. I'm going to take the square root of my last term, which is 1, and put it in the second spot. The sign that goes here is the sign that was from my middle term. So I have an x minus 1, that quantity squared. Now, if you're keeping an eye over here on what the vertex form looks like, we're almost there. We have the a is the 4, the x minus h is the x minus 1, and we need this k. The k I'm going to get by moving my 36 back over to the right-hand side. So y equals 4 times x minus 1 squared minus 36. So here's my vertex form. Let's quickly talk about what some of this means. First of all, my vertex is 1, negative 36. This a value is 4. That tells me that my parabola is going to open up, and it's going to be pretty narrow. The bigger this number gets, the skinnier or more narrow your parabola gets. So I would have an idea of what my parabola should look like if I was going to graph this and then find additional points. Not necessary for this example. We were mostly working on getting to our vertex form and finding our vertex. And that is how you can complete a problem completing the square.